Hey, this is Malik of Evanston Live TV, coming back at you. Getting comments now from Verzell James. He's one of the leaders in the water pumping station issue that they have in the 5th Ward. Now, earlier we heard from Misty Wittenberg, and she spoke to the council tonight more so about the alleged threats that she had been receiving from Alderman Ann Rainey, and Alderman Robin Rue Simmons. And, she's got her receipts and her documentation, and she's ready to, take on the challenge. And you all can hear what she had to say, but pretty much she's ready for the fight. Right now we have with us Verzell James. As you all know, Evanston Live TV tries to get both sides, so we will be trying to making a strong effort to get anyone from the city council to speak. Many of them do not want to speak on this water pumping station situation or on quite a few issues that are going on, but know that we are putting forth a strong effort. So right now we're going to hear from the people. Here we have Verzell James right here in front of Mayor Haggerty's office. Everyone is still in there in the council meeting. What is going on now? I mean, last you and I spoke, you were going to have a meeting with the water commissioner.
Yes.
In regards to the water pumping station in the 5th Ward.
Right.
You were not very happy with Alderman Rue Simmons.
And we're still not very happy with any of the aldermen or anyone in the city administration for that matter.
Okay, so what has happened since then? Because you all are here with your signs and ready to, go in for the battle.
Yeah, we're still battling. We're still battling. One of the things that's been going on is that we have met with the Water Reclamation District. We've met with several of their commissioners, and it seems like we need to meet with a few more of them to get some movement on what's going on with this whole pumping station project, because we know that it's within the Water Reclamation District Commissioner's powers to totally shut down this project, especially given the fact that they were misled and signed a lease that was fraudulent in its construction. The city of Evanston signed this lease telling the Water Reclamation District that the property was going to be used for recreation. And then they slid in the pumping station behind. So we know that a lot of commissioners are not happy that they were basically tricked into this lease agreement for the land at 2525 Church Street. So that's where we're at right now. We're trying to get more commissioners to speak to us, to sit down and meet with us, because they are elected officials and they're obligated by law to meet with us. So hopefully we'll get a couple more meetings in this week, and we'll just go from there. We're still looking for a lawyer to file an injunction, and we think we might have someone that we're going to talk to on Wednesday. So that's where we are.
Oh, wow. What do you think your chances are of, because you're not really trying to stop the water pumping station, you're trying to get the information that you feel the residents need to know about it first before they make a decision to put it in.
Well, there's that, but there's also the fact that there are several other places along the canal that are in industrial commercial zones and not residential zones that this pumping station could be placed in. The neighbors do not want the pumping station within 200 feet of their houses. Anybody that's impacted by it, we don't want it that close to our houses. We're not saying that we don't want the pumping station at all, but it should be moved somewhere else that it doesn't impact the neighbors and the residents like it will once they build it. So like we were saying earlier when we spoke a couple of weeks or so ago, our property values have continued to drop, and no one is happy with that.
Okay. Well, Alderman Simmons, she lives in the 5th Ward, so is it affecting her property?
She lives too far away from it to affect her property. Okay, she lives probably about 4 or 5 blocks away. We live within 200 feet. So there's a big difference in 5 blocks and 200 feet, especially when you're talking about putting a tank in the ground with 320 gallons of highly, let's say, chlorine, okay, in the ground, okay, highly concentrated chlorine, all right? And again, they haven't given us any impact studies for that, nor have they given us any impact studies for the pumps themselves or our property values. They've continued to ignore us, and the reason why we came here tonight with signage was to show that we need to be more public with the things that we're trying to get across, because unless the things are brought to light, then no one knows. I continue to meet people and talk to people in the 5th Ward that just say, we don't know anything, we didn't know anything about this, okay? And so we're now roughly 3 months into the process, and people still don't know. So it's my job, and it's the job of the Impact Task Force to let people know what's going on so that people can speak up. All right, there haven't been enough people speaking up against the city council, whether it's from fear or ignorance, but it is time to let this thing be more open, be more exposed to the public, so that the public knows what's going on, and that the practices that the city council and the city manager made in order to put this pumping station where it is were totally wrong, if not illegal, or in some cases we think might even be criminal. We also know that what they're doing, because what a pumping station is predominantly African American, it's very discriminatory. A lot of those citizens have owned their houses for many, many years, and they're elderly. And so the way that this was going about, it was totally discriminatory on several different levels, from race to age to Americans with disabilities and that sort of area. So there are plenty of things that the city should be responsible for, that they haven't stepped up and admitted that they went about this the wrong way. And so, like I said before, our goal is to expose that.
Okay, so the impact study, so there's no response on getting the residents of the 5th Ward those impact studies? None.
We made those demands February 26th. So it's February, March, April?
May 1st, pretty much?
Yeah. So, and they've ignored us at every turn. It seems like they're trying to operate with impunity, and at some point it's going to come back on them, and we're just going to keep hammering away.
So what's the next move, or do you not want to tell what your next move is? What's the next
move?
Well,
our next moves are basically to meet with all the commissioners and relate to them what is necessary for them to do to stop the project. And in all honesty, they know, okay? And so there's a technical thing going on where we have to speak with all of the commissioners so that they are all informed and can make decisions based on all of them having the same amount of knowledge. So.
Okay. Do you think the Evanston City Council have spoken to those commissioners already?
I would think that someone from the City Council has spoken to the Water Reclamation District commissioners, or at least a couple of the commissioners, because I know that some of the commissioners are fairly local, Evanston and Skokie, and I know that in particular Commissioner Shore was not very happy with the evidence and the information that we presented a couple of weeks ago to her.
Okay, Verzell, well, thank you so much, and you're not receiving any alleged threats or anything insane, are you?
No, not at all. But I might after tonight. You never know. Our signage was pretty brutal, if you know. So we have spared nothing. We know that we're backed by the truth, and so I have no fear, none whatsoever.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. And,
you're welcome. Give me the opportunity.
All right, and thanks for informing the 5th Ward. I would love to get the City Council's their comments to what's actually happening, but we'll see how that works out. Yeah.
Good luck.
We'll see how that works out. But thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right.